I got a $5 million verdict for my client. Here's what happened at the closing argument. At the end of the case, when you close out the case as a plaintiff, you have to give a closing argument. And you go first, like you give a speech at the beginning, then the defendant goes, and then you go again. It's called rebuttal. When you give your closing argument at the beginning, one of the things you are required to do by law is you have to ask for a verdict in your favor and a damages, an amount of money you want the jury to award in the first part of the closing argument. So what I like to do is I like to go to my client who has seen the trial, they've sat through the whole thing, and I say, all right, what do you think? What do you want me to ask for, right? And then I'll give them advice, maybe around that, and we'll go forward to that closing argument. So I come forward to her and I say, you've seen the whole trial. What do you want me to ask for? She looks at me and she says, I want you to ask the jury to acknowledge that what they did was wrong. That's it. That's all she said. And it was kind of a tearful moment for me because it was very wholesome. It's a wholesome thing to hear that from a client that's hired you, knowing that the only thing that can come out of this is a financial award, basically. It's very empowering to me, definitely, as the lawyer. But I did come back and I said, I understand that and I'm going to do that. But we have to come up with a number. And here's my suggestion. She goes, I'll go with whatever you think. And we did. And we brought that closing argument to him. The defendant argued back. They really kind of threw shade at me personally. So they're going to say this, they're going to say that. And they're probably going to try to pull at your heartstrings. And I stood up there at the second part of that closing argument and said, I'm not going to ask you for millions of dollars of compensation for my client because I'm trying to pull at your heartstrings or whatever. I'm asking you to do it because it's the right thing to do. And that's it. And I believe that. And the jury believed it.